What a week it was. I want to look now at the news-related trending topics this week on social media. Let's bring in Lebo Tshangela. He's SABC News Digital producer. Lebo, pleasure having you on the program. What were people in South Africa and around the world talking about this week?
Good morning, Blaine. It was a busy week and a very, very interesting week on the Twitter front and also on the news front. And what gripped the country this week was obviously Eskom, or hashtag load shedding, where the country experienced stage 4 load shedding. Musi Maimane went on Twitter and said that, you know what, we really need an address from Pravin Gordhan and tell us exactly what is happening. There needs to be a level of accountability from him to tell us when is the whole load shedding going to come to an end. And people on Twitter, actually praying that they hope that this load shedding does not lead to job losses and also people losing their businesses. And one person on Twitter also said that, it's affecting their studies. I mean, you cannot be studying for your academics and for school, and then you're experiencing load shedding. It hampers the quality of the way that you're preparing for your studies. And one person on Twitter also said at this rate, Eskom should probably only send us scheduled or when the lights will actually be on, because some people experienced load shedding like 3 times in a day. Other people also saying that Director must go and Brian Molefe must come back, because when we had Brian Molefe, we did not have this problem of load shedding. And then people are now really zooming into October, the local government elections, where they're saying that they're going to show the party in power. They're actually going to have some revenge strategy because of that load shedding. And then staying with the SOEs, 51% of SAA was trending. We know that government sold 51% of SAA to a consortium, and government is only keeping 49%. A person on Twitter said that the public protector needs to investigate, because there was no public consultation when they decided to actually to privatize SAA. And then names like Jabu Moleketi, also came up. They're saying that one of the people that is part of the consortium is Jabu Moleketi, who's the chairperson of Harith. And then Bobo Molefe, his name also jumped up on the Twitter timelines. They're saying that these very same people, are part of this consortium. There needs to be a level of accountability. How can, a former, let's put it, a deputy finance minister like Jabu Moleketi to be a chairperson of that is also part of this consortium? Some people are also supporting the privatization. They are saying that SAA did not benefit the majority. And also some people are saying that it did not benefit women empowerment, and those bailouts only just went to SAA. Like, people put in their taxes into SAA, but it just did not benefit the majority. CR17 back statements also made it to the Twitter timelines where people say that they're probably paying back the people that donated into the CR17. And then one person also said that Malema has been right all along. The tweet says, Malema warned you long ago, you threw stones. Cyril and Pravin have sold your country. 51% of SAA is real. We are officially a company. And some people, like I said, are saying that the privatizing the SAA is a good idea, because government shouldn't be doing any business. And then Dudu Myeni has also been trending. Even this morning, Dudu Myeni has been trending. People are saying that they failed her. They didn't believe her. They didn't believe what she was saying. They say that Dudu Myeni did not want SAA to be privatized. A lot of people are saying that, they failed. They should have listened to her. Hashtag SAA privatized was also trending this morning. And then on to something much more lighter. Jessica, we are live. What happened was that two NBC anchors corrected each other live on air. Elaine Kapunda corrected Jessica Kaima, and which this gave rise to Jessica, we are live. We know that this morning also our very own Morning Live presenter reenacted this incident, and people found it quite funny on the timeline. People made fun of the whole incident. There were memes. There was a song that was created after Jessica, we are live. So somebody even said that, you know what, they thank Jessica and Elaine for giving them a good laugh. And then the Tembisa 10, these are like the babies, a mother that gave birth to 10 children. With this story, what happened was that the government spokesperson, Pumla Williams, was asking on Twitter that we cannot find these babies. Where are they? We cannot trace them to our facilities. And also, Thabo Masebe, the Gauteng government spokesperson, also went onto the news and said that we cannot confirm that these children were born. And they were saved by Ekurhuleni Mayor Mzwandile Masina, who said that he's found the babies and they are alive and they are doing well. And a person on Twitter said that the birth of these 10 children brought division when people should actually be celebrating what is happening, the birth of these babies. And then other people also slammed the reporter that broke the story, Piet Rampedi. They said that he's spreading around fake news. It's not credible. So people were obviously debating about Piet Rampedi, about his credibility as a journalist, and some people also congratulating them, saying that he got a scoop, that we should believe we're still living in a time that people, can still produce scoops. And some people also congratulated Pete in the way that they executed the stories. And then other news that were related to the Tembisa 10, the affairs, which we'll not go into. And then also, I think yesterday, it was also reported that the mother was missing, and then government went and said that, no, the mother is not missing. One person on Twitter said, this just sounds like a film. And then we move over to Zweli Mkhize. Zweli Mkhize was put on special leave for the Digital Vibes contract. A person on Twitter said that, ministers are corrupt. He should not be put on special leave. He should actually be fired. And while we're talking on health matters, South Africa is technically experiencing the third wave. People on social media saying that schools should be closed, even with EFF leader Julius Malema during his presser, where hashtag EFF also started trending. Malema said he's giving the country, the leadership, 7 days, an ultimatum of 7 days to close schools, or they're going to close the schools himself. And Malema, during his presser, also went on and said that this is such a pity that our own citizens are going to Zimbabwe to get the vaccination. He said that the president should actually come back from the G7 because he's going to be useless at the G7 and just come back home, and address the issues regarding COVID-19 and coronavirus. And then sad news this week, Charlene, legendary actress Charlene Suti Richards passed away in a guest house. Veteran or creatives in the arts were very angry when President Cyril Ramaphosa sent through a condolence message to the family of Richardson. And they are saying that if only the parliamentarians had actually put through a law that would make sure that artists get their royalties, Charlene wouldn't be working, because obviously she was in a guest house because she was working at the time, and also there are also reports that she could not afford her hospital bills. So actors are very angry, and they're saying that government is pretending like they care. They care, sending their condolences. They should actually push through with the bill that is supposed to make sure that people like Charlene still have their royalties, and they're living off their royalties, and they are comfortable while they are on retirement. And then here on SABC News, some of the most viewed stories was the Aubrey Manaka getting 2 life sentences for killing Precious Ramabulani. This also trended, people welcoming the sentencing. And also another story that was mostly viewed on SABCnews.com was where the Angie Motshekga, the Minister of Education, said there are no plans to close schools. And then also the Takatso Consortium story also did well, that Takatso Consortium got 51% of SAA also did well. And then the NPA head saying that the Gupta bank records will help with the investigation. And something to look forward to on June 16 from SABC Digital News is that we're working on a June 16 content. And personally, I worked on a podcast where I interviewed youth leaders, where they're talking on a topic, is there a vacuum in terms of youth leadership in South Africa? And I spoke to youth leaders. They had very interesting things to say. Some of them are saying that we should not compare the youth of 76, the leadership there, to the current youth, but we should rather look at the similarities. So there's a lot of content to look forward to, throwing forward to June 16. And that's all we have from this week on social media.
Brother Tshangela, thank you very much indeed for that report. We're going to try to make this a regular feature here on the agenda. We'll have you, your team, back next week as well. Appreciate it. All right, Lebo Tshangela, the SABC Digital News, giving us some of the views that we've picked up on social media with regards to a variety, a plethora of issues here in South Africa and around the world. Let's take a quick